Hello and welcome to the 2014-2015 winter season opener of the Red Light Truck Series, airing on RLN. I'm your host, Jeremy Patterson. With me tonight is Matt Breckel. We'll be bringing you live coverage from the Daytona International Speedway, where the boys will be racing for 50 laps on this 2.5-mile oval. And we have an exciting season scheduled for the drivers and viewers. Got a good mix of short tracks and long tracks, and we've got a return to Watkins Glen in January for some road course action. We will be taking a week off for Christmas, and we'll be finishing up our season just in time to start the 2015 NASCAR season, which I'm sure many of you race fans are excited to see get underway. I know I am. Drivers are out there finishing up their qual laps right now, and we'll be getting started here pretty soon. Just a quick rundown of how the points work this season. It'll be the same as last season. 20 points for first place, 19 for second, 18 for third, and so on, with a minimum of 1 point regardless of finishing position. 3 bonus points will be awarded to the race winner, 1 bonus point to the pole sitter, 1 point for leading a lap, 1 for leading the most laps, and 1 for finishing 80% of the race. With the points being so low for finishing position, that makes the bonus points very, very valuable. So these drivers will be doing everything they can to try and get a point for leading a lap or leading the most laps, and however else they can get those bonus points. They're very, very valuable. We'll also have 1 drop week for the season, meaning that at the end of the season, only the top 9 races will be used to tally the championship standings. In the event of a tie for the championship, the driver with the most wins will be deemed champion. If the tied drivers have the same number of wins like we did last season, then the championship will go to the driver with the best average finish out of those 9 races that get counted for the season. And drivers should be getting in their cars any second now to get started. Matt, what are your thoughts for tonight's race and this season in general?
Well, I'm looking forward to this season. I think it's going to be a good mix of, like you said, the short tracks, medium tracks, and a couple super speedways. I like the road course in there. I'm glad that we have Charlotte as our last race of the season, kind of like a home track for all the drivers.
Yeah, that should be a good one. And most likely we can kick off next season at Daytona as well and follow along a little bit with the NASCAR season.
Yeah, looks like qualifying's over now.
That's right, Matt. I see the checkered flag up there on our qualifying. We got 21 drivers in the field tonight, so very, very good turnout for our first race of the season. And Dustin Lee will be our first pole winner of the season with a 51.992 second lap. And drivers are just about all lined up there on pit road, ready to roll out.
Sorry about the dead air time, folks. We're just trying to get some technical issues fixed up here. But it looks like pace car is coming onto the track and drivers are taking their pace laps.
Alright, so we'll run through the grid here. Pole sitter, Dustin Lee. And second place, we have Keith Haney.
Tommy Lee and William Kirk make up the second row.
Row 3, we have John Fershing and Tim Lewis.
Row 4, we get Damon Gilbert and Sean Butler.
Row 5, Chris Kessler and Glenn Sidman.
Row 6 is Josh Buckley and Jamie Christensen.
Row 7, James Haney and Jacob Fife.
Row 8 is Teddy Wisniewski. Glad to see him back, and Kevin O'Brien.
Row 9, we have Robert Craze and Joshua Butler.
Row 10, we got Zach Reed, and I believe he's the last one on the track right now.
Is Nate LaFleur not on the track? And we also
yes, he is. He's just showing up behind him, that's all.
Alright, and we also have Jamie Pitts. Pace car is off, and we are up to green flag racing. So it looks like the 9 of William Kirk is going to push Keith Haney around to lead the first lap of the season. Cars are 2x2, almost all the way back in the field.
Looks like everybody's trying to get a partner right now.
A lot of shuffling around in that bottom row. And Tim Lewis moves to the front, and he's going to come around and get his bonus point. So, Sean Butler, normally he's in the 88 truck. His brother jumped in before he did and stole that 88 number from him. So tonight Sean will be in the 17. So look for, if these guys stay paired up, Sean Butler and Tim Lewis, they're going to be a very, very tough team to beat.
Yeah, I'm watching Tommy Lee. He's trying to work his way to the back here so he can be with his partner, Will Kirk.
Sean Butler and Tim Lewis swap positions. And we'll see if Sean can get that first lap led for his season. First of many, you want to predict.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much a given.
we have picked up a lot of really good drivers in the last few weeks of our last season. So I'm really excited about this one. I think it's going to provide a lot of good racing.
Yeah.
Side by side, pairs coming down the front stretch. Got the 51 of Dustin Lee and the 17 of Sean Butler battling for that lap. Oh, that was the back stretch. Now they're on the front stretch, side by side still.
See Tim Lewis moving back and forth, trying to get some air in the truck.
Yeah, it's tough when you get a pair up beside you. You know you don't have the option to swap, so gotta try and get whatever little bit of air you can.
Yeah, in practice they were talking about being able to run about a full lap while they're blinking before it actually blows the engine.
Yeah, I don't think that's a risk I'd be taking this early in the race, but maybe something to try later on.
No, yeah, definitely.
Two seasons ago when we did the Nationwide Series race, I was pushing Tim Lewis in, trying to push him in for the lead, and my gauges were blinking, and I was just hoping and praying they'd stay. And it held, the engine held, I didn't blow it. Tim managed to win that race, so that was a lot of fun. So still tight racing up front between these four. You got the 68 of Damon Gilbert pushing out to the front now, being pushed by Dustin Lee. And we got a long single file line right behind this group. And it looks like Lee and Gilbert are going to hop down in that line as well. So Damon Gilbert leads his first lap. We've already had 4 different leaders in this race out of just, we're on lap 8.
Field's starting to get a little spread out now.
Go on board with Damon Gilbert, looking back. Dustin Lee and this whole pack of trucks right behind him. Matt, did you ever get to drive on the old Daytona?
No, I didn't.
It is quite a roller coaster. It's very, very bumpy. I actually thought about putting it on for our season, but I was a little worried we'd have too many drivers who don't own that track, and I don't want to make a bunch of guys have to buy it, but it is a lot of fun if you ever get a chance to get on there. I can't believe how bumpy it is, and you think draft racing's hard here. Woo!
The outside lane seems to be moving up.
Yeah, it is. They're all doubled up now. And we have the 88 of Josh Butler, Sean Butler's brother, stealing his number for the night. I'm probably going to end up calling him Sean Butler a couple times tonight just because I'm so used to seeing the 88 calling out Sean Butler. Josh moving his way up through the field.
Going 3 wide.
Still 3 wide. Let's see if they can hold on to it. I hope they can. There's a lot of space here, but sim racing 3 wide is just very difficult to do.
Yeah.
You don't have that same spatial awareness that you do in a real car. I'm sure it's not easy in a real car either, though. They have a lot of other things to deal with.
I've been watching Kirk. Kirk and Lee are about, there he goes. Kirk just took the lead.
That's right. William Kirk took the lead. I don't think, yeah, I did count him for the lead on that lap. He's our 5th leader for the race now. He's another excellent driver who races with us almost every week. And Lee and Gilbert moving back up at the front now. And I see the 33 of Tommy Lee getting in the mix. Such a strong group of drivers up here. The whole field, really. I mean, they're all staying together in a nice tight pack. Now, we only have a 2-second difference between the first place driver and the last place driver in 21st position.
Yeah, every time it looks like they're starting to get sprung out, they double up and catch back up.
So William Kirk and Tommy Lee push their way up to the front. You know, I remember you saying early on, probably 10 laps ago, you were talking about how Tommy Lee was falling back to link up with Kirk, and I tell you what, those guys moved right up through the field.
Yeah.
And Sean and Josh Butler moving up on the outside, brother pair. And I think Josh Butler, yeah, he got credited for leading that lap. He must have just barely nosed past him going across the start-finish line there. Ooh, a little blinking on Sean. Hopefully he stays with us. Are you seeing Sean blink out too?
Yeah. Well, Josh, anyway.
Oh, that's right. Yep, Josh is the 88. I knew I was going to do it. And moving up the outside, we got Chris Kessler and Zach Reed. And they're going to bring with them the 56 of Jamie Pitts and the 87 of Keith Haney. Lots of moving around in this field.
Yeah, Josh's connection must be dying on him. He's consistently getting almost as bad pings as Kevin O'Brien. And Kevin's from Australia.
going down pit road. Looks like the 51 of Dustin Lee. And it looked like Damon Gilbert came with him, but then he disappeared.
He's there.
Okay, he's there.
Both coming back on track now. Like 2 tire changes.
Yep, that was a 7.5 second stop for Dustin Lee. So current leader is Jamie Pitts. And he had many, many leaders tonight. 7 different leaders. So Lee and Gilbert pitted pretty early. I don't know, what do you think their strategy was there?
Well, they might be trying to pit early and then just run an entire tank of fuel, down to the ground.
Yeah. And it's also, when you pit early like that, and it's just the 2 of you by yourselves, then you can, you have your run of the track. You can go wherever you want to. You're not racing in a pack. You don't have to worry about people next to you or whatever. So that helps a lot.
Yep.
New leader Zach Reed. Looks like, we're 3 wide as Zach and Chris swap up there on the top there. Good job by those guys, keeping it clean.
Yeah, I think the other 2 are going to swap now.
That might get a little hairy. They don't have a whole lot of room to do it now.
Yeah, they did just broke that pair up.
And now you have Sean and Josh Butler right on the tail of leader Keith Haney. Keith moves up, and they're able to complete that swap. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah. Almost wasn't enough room for those guys.
Yeah, they got down there. I have a feeling, I think that maybe Josh Butler backed off a little bit, because you can see how far back they fell now. I know I would have backed out of that one. So this pair of Keith Haney and Jamie Pitts, they look like they've made a little bit of a gap between themselves and the 2 behind them. And we have a lot of drivers breaking off going down pit road now. No, actually, I think they wrecked. That's going to hurt these guys.
No caution either, because it was in the back.
Kind of hard to see what happened there. A couple of them just kind of pulled out of the road, and Sean and Josh Butler got into each other too. Ouch. Let's have a look at what happened here. On board with Sean Butler. I think they went to go pit. I think Sean and Josh were going to pit, and they may have just overcooked it getting in there. I'm not sure what happened with Tim though. Ouch. So Sean and Josh coming out of pit road there. They're still paired up. Tim Lewis, unfortunately, he's by himself. Maybe trying to catch up with this pair. He went off into the grass on that one. I didn't really see what caused Tim Lewis to go off.
Some more guys coming on pit road.
Yep, several drivers coming down. We're right about at the halfway point, so these guys are going to maximize the use of their new tires. Let's see if they do 2 or 4. And remember that first pair that pitted, they only took 2 tires. Yeah, looks like that's happening here too. So that little hiccup that we had there with Sean and Josh Butler and Tim Lewis, looks like the 3 of them managed to link up with each other and try and get back in this thing.
Yep. Top 2 are pitting on, going to pit road. Yeah, that Sean Butler, Dustin Lee, you know, those guys, I'm sorry, Sean Butler, that could have big championship implications too.
Yeah, it could. And like we saw last season, it came right down to it. I mean, we had a tie for the points and the tie for a number of wins. So every single little point can make a huge difference.
Well, all 7 of the guys who haven't pitted yet are all together.
Yeah, it looks like 7. Is it 8? Because I don't think Tim actually pitted. I think, or did he?
He's still like 20 seconds back from this front group.
Right. Well, he fell back because when they went on the pit road, remember, all the 3.
Faster.
But Tim didn't actually pit for that, so he still needs to get fuel at some point. I think he's probably just going to hang on as long as he can and hope for a caution. So new leader James Haney, father of Keith Haney. He's up front now, being pushed by Jamie Pitts. And we have crossed the halfway point. And I think we got 9. Oh, yeah, okay. Here they come.
Yeah, here everybody goes.
Ooh, they're cooking it in hot. Hold on to it. Wow, I saw a lot of wobble in there.
Yeah.
The 56 of Jamie Pitts, I think he had it locked up. He was trying not to lock it up too much.
I might make a 2 to a 4 tire stop there.
Yeah. Thing is, though, if you've already planned your strategy with your partner, you know.
And then it's a little bit harder to change it on the fly like that, especially when you have the last second.
Right. Yeah, that's Tim Lewis there.
Yeah, these guys are going to take the lead back.
Yeah, and I think Tim Lewis is... No, is he going to go a lap down? I don't think so. He's off on his own right now. It's a bad place to be at a plate track. And look who's up front. Dustin Lee and Damon Gilbert. Dustin Lee was our 2nd place winner for the championship last season. A finish that was so close, we honestly didn't even know who the champion was, and we incorrectly named him champion before rerunning the numbers and realizing that Keith Haney was going to be our 2-time champion. Dustin and Damon do a nice swap there. And William Kirk and Tommy Lee move to the outside. They're headed up to the lead now. Right now, Keith Haney is in the spot for getting most laps led. He's led 6. Next one down from him is Damon Gilbert, who's led 5. And remember, most laps led will earn a bonus point for this race. So looking through the field here, we have 8 drivers up in this front pack. And here we have another 5 drivers packed up. Teddy Wisniewski, Robert Crage, John Fershing, Nate LaFleur, and Keith Haney. Jamie Christensen out there kind of by himself. Not far behind him, you have the pair of James Haney and Jamie Pitts. Glenn Sidman, he's fallen back on his own. Tim Lewis and Joshua and Sean Butler, who had that hiccup on pit road a few laps ago, coming into pit road. And all it takes is one caution to kind of bundle everybody back together and give all these guys a chance. So if we get a caution, they'll have another shot at it.
Yeah, leader's coming up to Kevin O'Brien here in a second.
Yep, there's Kevin O'Brien going past you right now, and here's the lead pack. And I'm certain Kevin's just going to move right up out of the way and let these guys go by. He's always very respectful with that.
Yeah, the fun comes when we have 2 lanes like you have here. Is he going to make it a 3?
Yeah. Yeah, this could get ugly, or it could be easy. Oh, and he goes down under the yellow line to let them pass. Awesome job, Kevin O'Brien.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, very smart. I honestly don't think I would have thought to do that, but that's really the right thing to do. Ooh, you see the 9 of William Kirk dive down to that inside row. Is he going to leave Tommy hanging out there? Or are they swapping? Okay, they're swapping. It looked like he was going to leave Tommy behind. These guys must have practiced swapping because, man, they're tearing it up. They're doing good. And we're down to under 20 laps to go. Damon Gilbert continues to lead, and he now has, or still has, the most laps led. He just had his 8th lap led for this race. Looks like Lee and Kirk are going to move to the outside. Oh, Kirk goes down in front of Gilbert. Wow, those guys are bunched up.
Yeah.
This has got to be getting so exciting for them. I mean, my heart's pounding just watching it. I know what it's like driving in these packs when you're getting down to 20 laps to go.
Go time.
Yeah, it's go time. You know people are going to start being a little bit more aggressive than they have been. And nobody wants to be that guy who causes everyone to wreck. I'm sure Sean and Josh Butler would love you right now if you did it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they're about 10 seconds away from being lapped.
Oh, looks like a little bit of a bump there on William Kirk from Gilbert. Kind of bump draft a little hard. It is amazing the feeling you get to when you get in a really good draft, how it just like pulls you so much faster. You can hear your engine rev up and everything.
No, it's nothing like being hooked up on the outside and just gliding past all those groups of cars.
Yep. You know, we have this whole pack here, 8 drivers, and every single one of them, if this stays green, every single one of these guys has a really good chance of winning this race, and every single one of them knows it right now too.
Oh yeah, the top 8 right now in the driver's seat, all of them.
Good side-by-side action still. And you know, and the thing is, you don't know where is it better to be. Do you want to be up front right now, or you want to be in the back ready to strike?
You never know, because it could be a caution come out too, and then you're, you know,
yep.
Then you're frozen.
So William Kirk will pick up another lead lap. To go. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty. Looks like they're about to go 3 wide. It is definitely getting hot now. Looks like that 01 of Chris Kessler just doesn't really have anywhere to go. They're trying to swap. All right, I think they got it figured out now. Whoa, no!
Oh, he hit.
Yeah, Kessler moved up a little bit, and it looked like he hooked his partner there a little bit.
Yeah, Zach Reed's back off the pace now.
Yep. Yeah, it looked like Chris Kessler and Zach Reed kind of. Yeah, Zach's going to pull in for repairs now. Ah, tough break for him. He was right up there with that pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like I was just looking at that. It looked like Kessler didn't really have. I mean, he had to take it 3 wide. They were trying to swap, and I think he might have thought he was clear to go up and just couldn't quite do it. Barely caught the nose. But good thing they didn't go spinning out and wreck the whole field. Tight racing down by that yellow line. They're fighting for it now. And Joshua Buckley back up front with Jacob Fife pushing him. Fife, a really good, really fast racer. We haven't actually mentioned him at all this race. He's been kind of hanging just outside striking zone. But now he's up there with Josh. And it looks like they might be about to take it 3 wide again. Like Tommy Lee and William Kirk, they stayed real high up going around those turns. And Joshua Buckley is our current champion from the previous 2 seasons. Going to lead a couple laps here. Ooh, getting a little hairy. Dustin Lee, Damon Gilbert moving on the outside. I tell you what, these guys are doing a good job making that outside lane work. I don't think you're safe on either side here.
Yeah. I've seen multiple times where the outside lane actually made the guy in front be the middle.
Yeah.
And then he gets shuffled back.
Yeah, I remember in days past, it used to be Daytona was all about holding that inside line, and they changed up some of the physics and stuff on these trucks, and now the outside lane works really well if you got a good drafting partner. And we are down to 10 to go, folks. Got it that time. Is it still Damon?
Yep, 10 laps.
Yep, Damon was counting for that one. Man, Buckley was really close to him on that one. Those guys couldn't have been more than 0.01 seconds apart or something. Yeah, you see now the inside lane's moving fast. I mean, it's all about getting your front bumper right up against that car that you're pushing.
And the momentum too. Momentum plays a huge deal.
Yeah, momentum is huge.
Because if you just bump them, it's no big deal. But if you can stay locked on for a good while, then you can get that momentum going for both of you.
And we got a lap car coming up. Zach Reed, who we saw fall back earlier when he got bumped into the wall and had to pit. And it looks like he's going to go up. Yeah, he's going to stay really high and let these guys past him. Good job by Zach.
Well, it might help Kessler. Kessler's now falling almost 4 seconds back. If they hook up together, they can try to make a run.
Yeah, and they might be doing that. Not sure they have enough time left, though. 8 laps, not a whole lot left. Joshua Buckley's going to lead another one. So we got 6 cars remaining. Is it 6 up there in that front pack? Yep. And not far behind him, we have another pack with Teddy Wisniewski, Robert Craze, Chris Kessler, John Fershing, Nate LaFleur. Back up to our leaders. Still side by side. And we have another lap car. Who was that?
Glenn Sidman?
Glenn Sidman, yep. So he's not too far ahead of the leaders. And with 5 to go, let's hope he's as good as the other guys were at getting out of the way. Because they are barreling down on him like a pack of wolves right now. And there you see the momentum you were talking about coming out of turn 2 on the outside line. And now's the point where these guys got to start deciding who's going to, who's going to be the guy who gets pushed in for the win and who's going to be the pusher, because it looks like Glenn Sidman's pitting. Because right about now you got to make that decision, otherwise someone's engine is going to blow up. And just remember, Dustin Lee and Damon Gilbert, they're the ones who pitted earlier than everybody else. They pitted on lap 20. Most everyone else pitted around lap 25. Was it lap 20? I guess it was. Yeah, they pitted. Everyone else went another 5 or 6 laps. And
I think it was like lap 17 or 18.
Was it really? Yeah, and it's obviously not hurting them.
Yeah, everybody in this front group did a 2-tire change, so.
Now Dustin's 2-tire change was only 7.5 seconds, and we have a couple 9.5 second pit stops as well in this group. So pretty big difference on those pit stops, but they still managed to all get back together.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Kirk and Tommy Lee haven't been able to get up in the mix more than they have. Maybe they're laying back.
Yeah, I've been watching that pair. I was kind of thinking that myself. They, 3 to go. They may just be waiting. They might be waiting for these guys up front, battling so hard to run into temperature problems, and these guys can just zip right past them. We'll see how that
They got much
plays out.
time left.
Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of time. And we are down to the next flag end in the race period with 3 laps to go. Let's hope it's a straight checkered flag.
That'd be nice.
Honestly, I would not be surprised to see a little bit of carnage here at the end, though. How close these guys are all together. Everyone wants to, everyone wants to win at Daytona and win the first race of the season. So these guys are about to start clawing at each other.
2 by 2, lap 49.
And they will be coming around to take the white flag this time. Through turns 3 and 4, it looks like Buckley's working his way back up at the front on the inside line. And look who's coming into the party. Tommy Lee.
3 wide in the back.
Tommy Lee and William Kirk, they're joining the party. Final lap, white flag's out. Joshua Buckley just has to hold it for 2 more turns, but Lee and Gilbert, man, they're making that outside lane work. Oh, Gilbert and Lee get split a little bit, and that may have killed their chances. They're moving. Oh, there we go. We have someone. They're crashing. Cross the finish line, and it looks like that front pair, Josh Buckley, Dustin Lee, win the race. And we have all kinds of carnage going across the start-finish line. Well, if they're going to wreck, that's the time to do it. So reigning champion Joshua Buckley wins the first race of this season, the 2014-2015 winter truck season.
Yep, more things change. Let's stay the same.
Yeah.
Third.
So our top 3 was Joshua Buckley, Jacob Fife, and Dustin Lee. Have a look at the rest of our results here. Finishing out your top 10, you have Tommy Lee, John Fershing, Chris Kessler, Teddy Wisniewski, Robert Craze, Nate LaFleur, Damon Gilbert, Jamie Christensen, Keith Haney, Jamie Pitts, James Haney, Tim Lewis, Joshua Butler, Sean Butler, William Kirk, Zach Reed, Glenn Sidman, and Kevin O'Brien. And Matt obviously not racing tonight, he's just showing up on the results. So Joshua Buckley is going to celebrate on the front stretch of Daytona, burn up his tires a little bit. And we're going to take
that must hurt for Kirk.
Yeah.
From running 4th or 5th to 21st.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly what happened there. He kind of.
Yeah, I don't know if he just didn't cross the finish line or what, but looks like he was last on the lead lap.
Yeah, we're going to go and see if we can... we're going to go on board with William Kirk here. And this is coming around to the finish. And, yeah, it looked like this, was it the 68 kind of moved down a little bit and bumped Kirk right off onto pit road. See if we can get a view of this here. They got a little squirrely. You see the 68 with Damon Gilbert move up the track a little bit, and I think he might have just overcorrected a little bit hard and comes down and gets right into William Kirk, and they all just go spinning. Man, William Kirk flying in. He did a decent job of trying to hold on to it, but it's just so hard at that point. But you know what? He still came across the finish line in 5th. So lucky him, it didn't put him straight into the wall.
Oh, say we may have to do some manual editing of those results. It looks like iRacing's trying to put him as 21st, or sorry, like 18th, but he did come across before the second group did.
Huh? Yeah, we had trouble with that last season too. We'll have a look at that, close look at that, and see the replay and see exactly what the finishing order was, and fix up the results if we need to. All right, so let's have a talk with our top 3 here. We'll go to Joshua Buckley. Josh Buckley, this is Jeremy Patterson. How you doing?
I'm doing good now. How about you?
Well, you just got no mercy on these guys, do you?
You know, I had a great guy to push me to the end there. Without him, that wouldn't have happened. So.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun watching you guys. Green flag all the way, man, and it wasn't because you guys were spread out. I mean, everyone was battling hard and close together, bumping and grinding. Man, that was a lot of fun to watch.
No, it was great. I was just sitting there, I was sitting there just waiting for the moment, and everyone in front of us just seemed to check up. I'm like, it's probably now or never with like 15 laps to go. So.
Did you get a glimpse of the carnage behind you?
I did. It made me feel a little better going to the finish line, but it sucks. Someone wrecked, but in the same, it's Daytona. It was bound to happen. So, but I'm sure it made for a good finish. So.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see a whole lot of green flag finishes at Daytona that don't involve wrecking cars coming across the finish line. I said, if they're going to wreck, that's the time to do it, is at the checkered flag, not the white flag.
I'm just glad I wasn't the one wrecking to try to get to that checkered flag there. Yeah,
it looked pretty wild. I saw your truck coming out, and it was like the Terminator. You're coming out, and everything's exploding behind you. So, good thing you made it past there. And got anyone to say hi to?
Just honestly, thank you guys for putting this on like you always have been. Thanks to the 36 to Jacob Fight for pushing me to the win there, and thanks for everyone for coming out and having a good, fun, clean race.
All right, good deal. We're glad to have you back this season. We had a nice big field tonight, and let's hope it stays this way, and we'll have a lot more fun racing for the next 11 weeks.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
All right, we'll see you next week, Josh.
All right, see you.
Jacob, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing good. That was a pretty awesome race. You and Josh were running there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Me and Josh raced a lot together, and a couple other leagues and stuff. So I knew I was dealing with, and I knew we'd have a good finish as long as we were able to keep it clean.
Yeah, did you get a glimpse of what was going on behind you on the after turn 4?
Yeah, luckily it was a rear view mirror full instead of a windshield full. But I saw them starting to get together. They were pretty close coming through 3 and 4 up alongside of me, and then I guess they got the tandem on the outside got broken up, and then it was carnage behind me. So, but I'm glad to be ahead of it.
Well, it's a great start to the new season. Are you looking forward to all the different tracks we'll be running this season?
Yeah, sure am. It's definitely a fun league to be in. Definitely think I have a decent shot at the championship this season if I can make it to every race, which I should be able to. And it should be a lot of fun. There's definitely some quick guys in here, and clean racing as always, which is always good.
Yeah, it was impressive. There was no cautions throughout the whole race. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's the way to have it. There's not many leagues out there like that, so hopefully we can come here, have some fun, and keep it clean for the most part.
Well, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to? If they're watching.
No, I'd just like to thank you guys for putting it on. Like I said, it's always fun to come in here. I was glad I was able to catch the last couple races of last season and kind of get used to things, and then coming in here for this season, it should be a lot of fun. And thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you. Good job tonight.
Thanks, man. Y'all have a good night.
Dustin Lee, good showing for the first race of the season, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You guys were doing a good job of making that outside line work. I was impressive watching that.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a plan there. I got a little bit of damage earlier when I got doored, and I think that kind of affected my truck a little. I definitely could tell it slowed my truck down a little bit there, but yeah, we were kind of just waiting and biding our time there on the outside, and you know, just came up a little short, I guess.
So what was your pit strategy? You guys pitted long before everybody else did.
Yeah, we short pitted there to try to get ourselves kind of just out of trouble, really. I know everything was really tight up front and everything like that, and I mean, obviously we got out there and led, and you know, we fended off, you know, most of the challenges it came up, and we finally just decided, you know, hey, let's move up the track, let everybody go by, and you know, play our strategy and kind of just keep everything clean and save it for the end there.
Well, it worked well. That was actually what my guess was. We were trying to figure out why you guys pitted so early, and I said, well, it is kind of nice to not be around all those other trucks, like you said, and sometimes it gets a little hairy. So, good job on that. I mean, third place is nothing to balk at.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. You know, for a start and everything. You know, at a fast truck and everything. So you know, definitely felt, you know, competitive and stuff like that. So, you know,
yeah.
First race. You know, get this one out of the way, and then we'll go on to another one.
Yeah.
See how everything goes.
Yeah, you led 7 laps there, so you get bonus points, a bonus point for that. And I think you were the pole sitter too, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, so good bonus points there. Third place finish, man. That's a good start to the season.
Appreciate it.
All right, well we enjoy having you race with us. Anybody you want to say hi to out there?
It's Alpha Racing. You guys putting this on. Alpha Welding, Michelangelo Painting, and yeah, let's go for next week.
Yeah, let's make it a good season, man. Thanks for racing with us, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
See you then.
All right, so pretty impressive start we got there. 50 laps at Daytona with no cautions. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, well, there's only 2 incidents the entire race. There was one group at the back that didn't cause caution because it didn't affect any of the racers up front. And then, of course, coming off turn 4 on the last lap.
Sure, yep. And you know, super speedway coming off turn 4 to the checkered flag. Honestly, I'd be more surprised if there weren't any wrecks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but just absolute amazing racing. I mean, they were all really close together the whole time. Just, man, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good start to the season. Hopefully we can keep it up and you know, keep up with the amount of drivers. I like that, you know, we had, what was it, 21 drivers tonight? That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was real nice. That was to me, that's the ideal size of a field. You know, it's not so many that they can't get around the track, but it's enough to offer good, exciting racing for everyone through the field. And typically on our other races, we'll spend a little bit more focused time on the other drivers. With pack racing, it's kind of hard. You almost just kind of have to stay with that lead pack in case something happens. But we look forward to to broadcasting for all these other races we got. Next week we're racing it at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 1.5 mile track, good steep banking, ought to be a lot of fun. Dog legs up front.
Yeah, like one of the fastest non-restrictor plate.
Yeah, it is very fast. You can just about flat foot. Actually, I think you can flat foot it for a couple of laps at Atlanta before the tires start slipping a little bit. So pretty wild race sometimes. All right, well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast of the Red Light Truck Series at Daytona International Speedway. Results from tonight's race will be posted shortly on our website, redlightleague.com. You can go there to see schedules, photos, and more. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and Facebook for all the latest updates. And a recording of tonight's race will be posted on YouTube and also linked to on Facebook. And if you or any driver you know is interested in racing with us, log on to iRacing.com and go to the leagues page where you can search for Red Light Racing and apply. We have a very limited number of spaces left. If we keep having fields like this, 21 cars, we'll let a few more drivers in, but after that we're going to be closing up the doors. So if you're thinking about it, get in there before it's too late. And as we already said, be sure to join us next week where we'll be racing for 80 laps at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Practice starts at 8, broadcast goes live at 8:30 when qualifying starts, and the green flag flies around 8:35. And one more time, as a look at our season schedule, you can see after Atlanta, we'll do Auto Club Speedway, then we'll take a week off for Christmas. Then we go to a short track, Iowa, which ought to be a lot of fun. Go to a larger track, Michigan, back to 1.5 miles at Kentucky, then we hit a road course, Watkins Glen. Then we go to the high banked, always treacherous Dover. I have a tough time with that track. Then another pretty short track. Yeah, Dover's, it's crazy. That the wall coming out of 2, man, it jumps out at you, I swear.
Yeah, it's one where I'll actually be glad I'll be in the booth and not actually talking.
Yeah, not down there slamming into the wall, me too. And after that, we'll have Richmond, another pretty short track. I think that's a 1 mile track, isn't it? And then we'll wrap up the season February 9th at Charlotte Motor Speedway, kind of bringing it home to the home of NASCAR and my local track. So should be a good exciting season, and I hope they enjoy it, and I hope the viewers enjoy it. And we look forward to bringing it to you.
Yes, we do.
All right, so that'll be all for tonight, and we will see you next week. Take care and good night.
Yep, have a great week, everybody.